Hello guys, welcome back. This is Misaf with my YouTube channel Arts and Academic Writing. And today video is about the usages of phrasal verbs. And in this video you are going to learn 40 common phrasal verbs that are really helpful for you in different ways. For example, if you are a student and you have to write an essay, especially if you are going to appear in your arts academic module. And the second one, if you want to speak English like a native and you want to improve your communication skill. And third, the most important thing, if you are doing a job in any corporate sector and you have to speak English with your colleagues throughout the day, then this video definitely will help you to cover all these areas. And at the end of the video, don't forget to share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Let's get started. The number one, branch out, which means to expand or extend one's interest. For example, the company has branched out into insurance. And another example, I decided to branch out my own. And number two, break into, which means enter with effort or enter with force. For example, it's always been his ambition to break into broadcasting. The number three, carry on, which means to continue. For example, he moved to New York to carry on his work. And next, number four, close down, which means stop operating. For example, the firm has decided to close down its Chicago branch. The number five, look forward to, which means anticipate with prayer, such as we look forward to hearing from you soon. And number six, note down, which means write something down. For example, her answers were noted down on the chart. And the next, number seven, step down, which means resign or leave a position or any job, such as the chairman was forced to step down due to ill health. And next, number eight, take off, which means to become successful or popular very fast. For example, her business has really taken off. And the next is number nine, the take up, which means fill a particular amount of space or time. For example, these files take up a lot of disk space. And next, number 10, weigh up. Consider, for example, you should weigh up the advantages and disadvantages of each type before buying. And the next, number 11, backup. Make a copy of the information, and such as it's a good idea to back up your files into a memory stick. And number 12, carry out. Do and complete a task. The building work was carried out by a local contractor. And the next, number 13, come up, which means happen or arise something, such as I'm going to have to cancel our meeting, something come up. And number 14, get on, which means continue or start doing something. Just for example, she told us to get on with our work. And the next is number 15, keep up with, which means to follow. And such as we try to keep up with what's happening about financial news. And next is a setup, which means to start a business. For example, the group plans to set up a import business. And the next is number 17, and go through, which means experience something bad, such as we can't really imagine what our company is going through. And number 18, to find out, which means to discover a fact or piece of information, such as can you find out what our customers think of their local bus service. And the number 19, call off, which means to cancel something, such as the game was called off because of bad weather. And number 20, the callback, which means to telephone someone again, such as I am waiting for someone to call me back with a price. And the next is number 21, deal with, which means to handle a problem. such as I spent the morning dealing with my emails. And next is number 22, drop in, which means to make a short visit somewhere. For example, I will drop in tomorrow morning. And the next is number 23, which is a fill out, which means to complete a form, such as it took me several hours to fill out the application form. And number 24, hold on, is also important phrasal verb, which means to wait, such as we shall hold on another minute, then we shall have to go. And the next is join in, which means to participate. And for example, we would be eager to join in projects of that sort. And number 26, lay off, which means to fire the staff, such as they have had to cut back production and lay off workers. The next, number 27, put back, which means delay or postpone something, such as the meeting has been put back to next week. And next, number 28, run out of, which means have no more of something. For example, many companies are running out of money. And the number 29, sort out, which means to organize or fix something. And for example, I need to sort out the mess on my desk. And number 30, take on, which means to hire new employee, hire new staff. And for example, we are not taking on any new staff at the moment. And the next is number 31, takeover, which means to take control of something. For example, IBM is taking over the smaller companies. And number 32, bailout, which means to rescue somebody from a difficult situation, especially financial problems. And such as some local businesses have offered to bail out the museum. The next is a number 33, which is a cutback, which means to reduce something. For example, several major hospitals are cutting back on staff at the moment. And number 34, go under, which means to become bankrupt. For example, the firm will go under unless business improves. And the next, number 35, fall through, which means if an agreement, plan, sale, etc. falls through, it means it is not completed successfully. And for example, the planned purchase of resources fell through. And number 36, pull out, which means to move away from something or stop being involved in it. And for instance, the project became so expensive that we had to pull out. And the next, number 37, which is a bottom out, which means to stop getting worse. For example, there are signs that the recession has bottomed out. And number 38, level off, and which means to stop rising or falling and become steady. For example, inflation has begun to level off. And the number 39 is follow up, which means to continue communicating with someone after an event, such as you should follow up your phone call with an email or a letter. And number 40, wrap up, which means to finish an event or an activity. And such as let's wrap up this meeting so we can go to the lunch. And thank you so much, guys, to watching this video till end. And don't forget it to share with other person. Thank you so much again.